Manufacturers as a sector, manufacturing as a sector, or the industrial sector naturally is a leading job provider or unemployment base for many of the Ugandans. Why? Because it provides a stable job over a period of time, number one. And it has a very long value chain, number two. Number three, at least it provides the amenities or the incentives that cannot be found in the agricultural sector. In the service sector, yes, you may find some of these things, but without the manufacturing sector, sometimes the service sector cannot actually provide those comfortable things. So the manufacturing sector is not just a job provider, but actually a sustainable job provider. So how is the job market faring? As long as the economy is growing, as long as the sector is growing, the job market will fare well. Why? Because the economy is projected to grow anywhere between 6.2 to 7.5% in this year, depending on the statistics either of IMF or World Bank. So it depends on which statistics you're using, but the economy will grow. And as long as the economy grows, one of the top leading sectors that support economic growth in the country is the manufacturing sector. So if the manufacturing sector grows faster than the average, then the jobs will be well. The challenge is when the manufacturing sector grows at a slower rate than the average economic growth, then jobs naturally will not be made as fast as it would have been envisaged. At policy level, what must be done to create more jobs at government level? Is government supporting the private sector enough? Now, for you to grow jobs, you must know where to invest. The government always tries to put for the private sector a conducive environment. In other words, we have moved away from the intermittent policy changes in terms of taxation. We have moved away from the intermittent budget changes. So these days, the budget is a little bit more predictable. We have also seen government trying to ensure that there is a trajectory in reduction of electricity costs through the Electricity Regulatory Authority. We have seen the government trying to ensure that the Uganda National Bureau of Standards, which is one of our leading partners, is well funded. To have the small, medium enterprises have their products quickly certified. So the government in its way has tried. Whether that is enough or not is another question. Recall that every single year we are adding to the job market 600,000 young people. Now, this is going to take more than just the private sector creating jobs. It has to be a concerted effort between government and the private sector. Now, and here private sector, I really mean in those sectors which are job guzzlers, those sectors which create jobs very quickly, or which have those value chains which create jobs very easily. For example, we know that 72% of our population is in agriculture. But the challenge with agriculture, it is intermittent. You have a season for planting, then weeding, harvesting, and all those are not really, you're not earning, then you harvest, then you earn, and so forth. But the beauty with the manufacturing sector is that seasonalities are nearly not there. So you can, if you invested properly in the manufacturing sector, you would be able to have more jobs. But also, funny enough, we are having now the NDP4, and we know that government is trying to see whether they can use tourism, they can use science and technology. But by and large, the drivers of the economy has always been industry. So we must focus completely on increasing the number of industries from the meager few thousand industries we have to tens of thousands of industries. Only then can this economy move really to a middle income state. As a country, we just need to focus on the human resource as well as on the industry sector. If we can drive these two together, then we are really going to, we shall have job growth. We will not have job redundancies. Remember, the population of Uganda is increasing by 3.2% per annum. Now, that literally means you're adding 1 million human beings into the population of Uganda every year. You only have one choice. You must industrialize as fast as you can and therefore create jobs as fast as you can. Allow me to put a caveat and say that even as the National Development Plan 4 is focusing on the tenfold growth, there are very many sectors you can use to get you there. But literally, the sector which will get you there fastest is the industry sector. So focus a lot on increasing the number of industries we have in the country. Recall that every industry you set up literally brings in another industry. So the jobs that you create through industrialization are quite a lot. And therefore, technology from our perspective is only going to support us to increase the number of jobs. And so automation will not be as quick, and therefore the little automation that will come to Uganda is going to help us actually create more jobs. When it comes to job creation, when it comes to wealth creation, when it comes to growth of the country, there is no accelerator bigger than industrialization, especially for a country like ours, which is a medium-sized country. If it's a small country like Liechtenstein, like Switzerland, like those small countries, you may use other avenues. But when it comes to a medium-sized country with a population size like that of Uganda approaching 50 million, with a birth rate of 3.2% per annum, there is no way you're going to grow the country, create jobs, other than ensuring faster growth in the industry sector. So I appeal to government that even as we start the NDP4, we focus on industrialization, not just in the theme of saying sustainable industrialization for growth, employment, and wealth creation, but actually in the activities. We must see a stronger manufacturing program or industrialization program. We must see a stronger agro-processing program. We must see more industrialization within the National Development Plan 4.